Welcome back to another episode of Not That Famous Podcast. I'm Mackenzie Sol, joined with my mother, of course.
Mama Sol.
And Nicola.
Spidey.
Woo! Is this your downfall? Million followers on YouTube ended up on the Not That Famous Podcast.
No, this is the dream.
Well,
this is how I know I've achieved all my goals. It was the last thing on my list to know that I've made it as a YouTuber, and here I am.
He was complaining because we didn't even have Kleenex. He wanted to blow his nose, and he's like, "Where the f is a Kleenex? What kind of studio is this? A cheap one, Spidey. A cheap one."
I think it's lovely.
That on a serious note, it's not that cheap, and all our money's being wasted.
I didn't use that word. He just made it up right now.
We didn't get it for a podcast studio. I just wanted the apartment because it was good lighting,
For like guests.
and then to work from, and the gym's great, and the amenities are great.
Yeah, you saw the gym.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And then
I don't know why you're
used it
putting
for
words in
6
my mouth
months.
right in the beginning before people even know who I am. Makes it sound like I walked in here complaining. I didn't do that.
He was like, "What is this place?"
But we do have a bathroom without toilet roll,
That is true. They
and
do
a
have a bathroom
kitchen without paper towel.
Yeah, there's no paper products
There's
here.
no
The
waters.
Costco run has not happened. The Costco run has not happened yet.
There's
This
no
is
waters.
pre-Costco, everyone.
Pre-Costco.
This is
Can
pre-Costco.
this episode just be called pre-Costco?
Yeah, call this episode pre-Costco because they need to understand the snack and paper product situation is dire here, you guys.
Yeah.
But that's one trip to Costco could fix that.
Well, I don't have my Costco card. She does. I don't.
There's
I
actually
didn't get
a
one.
restaurant downstairs that deliver, and we're gonna ask them to bring extra napkins.
Yeah, bring up a toilet paper roll.
Can we just have a
Yeah, we'll have the salad, we'll have the fries, we'll have a pepperoni pizza, and a couple of toilet paper rolls.
Oh, jeez.
Have some napkins on your way up.
So a little background on Spidey, everybody. Me and Spidey are actually in the same show on the Las Vegas Strip. I think it's one of the most busiest magic shows
Yeah,
on the Vegas
we
Strip.
can call it that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, limitless. Shin Lim's limitless. It's been amazing. I'm loving being a part of it. Spidey's also the mentalist of the show. And yeah, give us a little background and just more of who you are and tell people what you do. I'm guessing a lot of you guys have probably already seen him. All you 5 people that are watching this, maybe half of you have seen it. But,
It's just us watching this.
Yeah.
So we
No,
all know.
me mama watching.
Oh, your mom. Oh,
Me
okay.
mama watching.
Stephen will give it a watch when he's born.
Yeah, so everyone watching knows who I am.
Yeah, you're famous.
Yeah.
100% of the viewers. Well, so as you said, I'm a mentalist, which a lot of people don't know what that is. It's kind of like a magician who focuses more on like mental stuff, like reading your mind or predicting outcomes or things along those lines. And the way I like to describe it is like if you watch a magic act and someone tells you, how do you think he did it? And your number one guess would be trickery or sleight of hand, that's a magician.
Right.
If your number one guess would be that the person has some kind of ability to read people, that's a mentalist. We don't really. I mean, it is still trickery.
Yeah.
It's still, as you know, it's part of magic.
Of course.
But there's still like secrets, the same way a magician has secrets, but the way it plays off feels a little more legit, or that like we're connecting with people's minds and stuff. So that's the reason also that I studied psychology, because I really wanted my presentations to have real elements of psychology to them, which you guys saw in the show.
Yeah.
Like it's not just about how you're thinking this, but someone's like call out like, oh, your eyes did this as you were thinking about that,
Yeah.
which is like, this is how you process that information.
Speaking of eyes and all that stuff, just want to interrupt you. I love you so much, but she is the most stuck-up person in the world. Do you think you could hypnotize her?
To do
I
what?
wouldn't want to anyway. I'm scared.
Because she doesn't believe in it. She's probably one of the biggest skeptics you could ever have. And I'm just curious if we
Yeah.
could do that on today's show.
No, I don't want
No.
to do it. I'd be too scared. But I need to ask you, have you ever tried to read anything at all in that mind of Mackenzie's?
It's chaos in there.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Do you wanna, should we tell us some stories?
Yeah, even he doesn't know what he's thinking.
No, he doesn't.
No, even he doesn't know what he's thinking. It's like the thought is gone the second it's there, it's gone.
You can tell that the word transformation issue I had. That you
Yeah,
wanted to
he
tell
may.
the whole-
Well,
You can tell everyone. I don't mind.
no.
Or 5.
First of all, we have to talk about Mackenzie's secret language, where he just makes up words when it comes to things.
Yeah.
So the other day, we were talking about a situation where the details don't matter, but we were talking about a thing where I was trying to tell him that if the situation was reversed, he would feel a different way about it. Like if somebody did the opposite of what they were doing, he would feel the opposite way about it. And he goes, yeah, it's like that Scientology thing. I'm like, what? Turns out he meant reverse psychology. But he decided to express that by calling it Scientology. Not even reverse Scientology, just straight up Scientology, was meant to mean
But I was
reverse
so
psychology.
serious. I was like, yeah, it's like that's Scientology.
Yeah, you were like super like
I was so into it.
and confident. Confident too. He's like, yeah, it's like that's Scientology. I'm like, what Scientology?
Yeah,
Maybe
I know.
reverse psychology.
I'm glad I'm a good singer and a
It
good
is-
hit my head on a closeter. However you can explain what I do.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I would have if I got given like a real job in life, I'd be screwed. Like anything to do with numbers.
Forget it. Yeah.
Oh, imagine me as a dealer playing blackjack.
Oh god, you just pay everyone out. So like, what are you doing? You had 28. You busted 4 times. And you paid the whole table. What are you doing?
I would do that. No, I would. Oh god, you know, I thought about it. I was like, I was just thinking to myself, like, imagine if I listened in school and I was just so smart with numbers. Like, could you really like? Would it change a lot in your life? Because I'm not gonna lie, I have a good life right now. I'm really blessed to live the life I live, and I dropped out of school at 14.
Mm-hmm.
So, to those people out there watching this that probably did do the same thing as me and they're on their downfall right now and feel like things aren't going well, do you think them going back to school or going back to college would be the way, or do you think finding your own thing would be the way?
So listen, for me personally, I've always said that the education is good even if it's just a fallback plan. Like for me, my education was in sociology with a minor in psychology, right? And it turned out helping me out. Because
Scientology.
It's not Scientology, no, reverse Scientology. My degree is in reverse Scientology. So for me, it ended up working out because, you know, at the time, even when I was studying, my performance career was doing really well. I could have just stopped and just pursued that. But I was raised to like just tough it out. Plus in my head, I was like, I made it all this way. I have a couple of years left. Might as well just get that degree. And then years later, like decades later, after, you know, when COVID hit, I started a YouTube channel all about, as you guys know, body language and behavior and all this kind of stuff.
Tell us about that channel, just while you're on that real quick, because I think people know you from magic and, you know, mentalism, Spidey, but I don't think, like, people that
Well,
know
some people, it depends how, you know, some people on
know you
YouTube
from
will know me
different
from that,
ways.
yeah. So the behavioral arts is what the channel is called, and we study human behavior. So we talk about word choice, facial expressions, behavioral psychology, and it turns out that my degree in sociology and social psychology ended up helping me with this, because a lot of the stuff that I know, a lot of the research started there. The first time I was ever exposed to body language was in those sociology classes. So, you know, it ended up helping me in ways that I didn't even realize. I don't think there's one answer for everyone. You know, for you, it worked out because you're able to devote yourself to your craft at a very young age. So for you, it absolutely worked out. I think, you know, people need to just proceed unapologetically and without fear. Whatever path you choose, like commit to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like just don't be wobbly about it. You know, like if you want to, because here's the thing: if you give up education, that you're giving up something big, but you're choosing something that you believe in. Well, then believe in it. You know, and like really hard believe in it.
Right.
Don't think to yourself every other week, oh, maybe I did the wrong thing. No, just go. And you know what? That's like we laugh with each other. We joke with each other. I can mock him. He can mock me. But at the end of the day, I see passion and drive in him that, you know, 99.9% of people in your field who fail will never know what that drive is. You know, like you have a residency at your age with Limitless. That's every night at the Venetian. Mm-hmm. On Thursdays, you're at the Virgin Hotel. Wednesday now you've locked in at the Aria. Mm-hmm. And most people in your shoes would be like, I'm good. I'm with Limitless. I'm the guy at Limitless. I don't need more stuff. But you keep pushing. You do that. You do social media. You're doing the podcast, you know?
And that's what I've learned, though. Like, watching people like you and people like what's his name who we met yesterday? Marcel. I watched him of his stuff. Just the mentality of, like, business is like you just can never stop. And even if you feel like you've got enough, you just got to get more and more and more and more. And that's what I'm learning slowly. I've been on money. Like, I have like 2-3 grand in my bank account every month, like, just because I'm stupid with spending money. You know, and I'm at the end of the month, I'm like, what did I spend? She wants to kill me at the end of every month. DoorDash. Blackjack's been a new one. Been a little obsessed with blackjack. She's not a fan of that. I do win though. You can ask him. I lost when we played. No.
By the way, can I just go back to dropped out of school at 14? You actually didn't. You did finish your education just in homeschool.
That's I dropped out.
Hold on, that's different.
No, it's not, because he didn't do anything educational, because
this is actually a cool story.
The law in England is educate your child to how you feel necessary. So he went to dance classes, guitar, piano, singing, and I submitted those to the educational board and they were accepted.
I didn't know this.
Mm-hmm. That's what was
Really?
accepted for the last 2 years.
Okay, so there's some kind of thing that you have to send in, and they go, okay, this is cool.
You don't have to do math. You don't have to,
That's cool though.
unless it's changed. But that's how
No,
he
that's
finished
really
his
cool.
You just have
His
to have
last-
some kind of goal in life.
2. He had to
Yeah.
finish his last 2. That was still classed as education.
So that's kind of like being homeschooled in the arts.
Yeah, he was. We did try normal homeschool first, but it was like Mackenzie. He was so smart, like in just life, that it would be like, what's 9 minus 3? 26. No, Mackenzie,
6.
get 9 and minus 3. 40. And he would just do it till I lost it. We'd have a
37.
massive fight and not do school.
Were you doing it on purpose, or you actually thought 9 minus?
yeah.
Actually, I learned my 9 times table. Little trick: 9, 18, 27,
Yeah, I
36,
know I showed you that.
45, 54. Grandma did 63, 72, 81, 81, 90.
Do you need your fingers to know what 9 times 10 is?
No,
You just add a 0.
90.
Yeah.
I knew that.
No,
Without using my fingers.
naughty.
No, like I was just showing like the. Tell me a 9 times thing right now. Go
9 times 13.
from 1 to 10. Forget it. Forget it. It's fine.
But that's what he used to do, just wind me up till I lost it, would fight, and that would be it. He knew I wouldn't do school after that. And then he went through a phase, which I guess happens with all kids today. It would be like, right, Mackenzie, what's 9 minus 3? Hey, Siri, what's 9 minus 3?
And that's another thing as well.
9
With,
minus 3 is
it's 6. That's another thing with the school curriculums as well. ChatGPT. There's a lot of kids cheating. I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people cheating, but it's getting them through their school grades. So, is that fair or is it not? Like, do you think it's okay to cheat?
Listen, I was a professional cheater when I was in school.
I tried.
I would use like magic techniques to cheat during
Really?
tests. Yeah.
How old were you when you started doing... I'm guessing you did, like, actual close-up and things
Close
first.
up, yeah. As a teenager, I started getting into
When you
close-up
say
magic.
magic techniques to cheat, I want to hear about one.
So I would use, oh man, there used to be a thing that mentalists had called a pocket index, and I'm gonna give away some secrets here.
I know exactly what a pocket
You know what
index
a pocket
is.
index is. They might know, so they might not know. So a pocket index is, for example, like, the reason I could talk about it is because it's not used that much anymore. But let's say I had you name a number between like 1 and 20, and I want to show you that there's a slip of paper on the table on which I predicted the number that you're going to say. What I would have is a pocket index with, basically it's like a filing system in your pocket where I have the numbers 1 to 20 on a slip of paper.
And you
So
can
after
find
you
it.
said your number, so you said 15, it's very easy for me to go into that index and find number 15 and then swap it for this paper on the table. So it makes it look like I knew all along.
Right.
So it's just like an index, like a filing cabinet in your pocket. So I would have like cheat sheets. Like, let's say I was doing a topic and I needed to divide the cheat sheets into like 10 sections. I would have the cheat sheets in a pocket index.
Take notes, people. Take notes.
And then when I sat down, I would take the magician's wax that we use. You know that.
Yeah,
that-
for like Spider Pen Pro and all that stuff.
Exactly. So there's
Yeah.
there's a wax for magicians that's like really sticky but really easy to detach. So I would stick that under my table, like 5 of them. So I would take the cheat sheets and just pop,
it's
pop.
genius.
So I had like a whole filing system under my desk with the cheat
That's
sheets.
so sick.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you did. That's
Yeah, and I
genius.
could just kind of clip it out and then put it back in. And so I was like literally using magic techniques to cheat.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
See,
That is hilarious.
learn magic, guys. It gets you through life. Seriously.
This is not, I don't advise this for the children.
I advise this for the children.
Is Canada as, like, I don't know whether this is the correct terminology, but like as highly strung as America as far as education?
Absolutely, yeah.
Highly strong.
Well, I just think it's like a huge thing here. And when I first moved here with Mackenzie at 13, a lot of the people I met, friends I met in the acting community, thought it was disgusting that he didn't go to school.
No, I would never. First of all, Canadians are never mean or don't judge or never condescend anything. That said, I think in the communities that I grew up in, most people believe education is important, but I don't think any of us would ever look down on someone.
Right. Because in England, it's just not really important.
Nah,
Yeah.
Most people
Work at
leave school at
McDonald's, you've got a good job.
16. Well, no, it's not that. But most people leave school at 16, the majority. And then, like,
Sorry.
it's your, like, you know, when somebody's just naturally academic, they are normally who would go to, we call university, Americans call college. It's not really expected for everybody to go to college.
Yeah, I think in Canada, it's pretty close to States where it's like drilled in your head that education is important. But again, I don't think we would ever give anyone hell for not doing it. I think we'd be more curious. Be like, okay, well, what path did you choose?
Right.
I think for Kenzie, that's 100% the right thing for him, because what was he going to do? Stick out his education and get a normal job?
He didn't have any education. When he was at school, he sat in the corridor all day. He got kicked out of every
I was
class.
a class clown.
You're still class clown.
There you go. Yeah, but
No, man, this is like, yeah, I think you ended up where you should end up. Straight up, what I think it's a gamble. I think it was a bit of a gamble to say, like, let's pursue the arts. But maybe you saw something in him. You're his mom. You saw something in him that...
Nobody else saw. That's why he's not that famous.
Well, not that nobody else saw, but maybe you saw it. Maybe, like, you looked at it and you said, like, sending him to school just isn't working at all. He's sitting in the hallway. He's not doing any what he's supposed to do. Here's something he's passionate about. Maybe this is the right course. Maybe we need to pursue this. And look, it worked out. Because here he is in Vegas.
Yeah, it did.
I love. I really do have a great life, and I love what I do. I really do.
No.
Some people just stay safe. They do it the safe way, don't they? They just get like a normal job and just live like
and they don't
a
like they might
hamster in a
pursue
ball every day, like just
and they
doing the
might
same
pursue
thing.
like music or the arts like passively on the side. But if you're doing it on the side, then you're not doing it with passion or drive. And
there's a chance you could lose a lot. You might not be successful.
I did.
But
it's like that. I don't know if you guys saw that Jim Carrey. He once gave like a speech to like at the school that he went to. He gave like a speech to the students who were graduating. Did you guys ever see that?
I did.
You did.
I haven't.
And he said he talked about how his dad wanted to pursue the arts, but just to provide for his family, got a job as I don't know, it was like an accountant or something, some desk job. And he said, after working there for a while, they fired him. And that's when Jim realized that you could fail at the thing you don't want to do. So might as well go after the thing you do want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like imagine if Mackenzie was like, I'm not going to pursue music. I'll just get a job at some office as a I don't know, some.
It's just I don't like living life safe.
And then he would have sucked at that, and he would have been fired from that. And then it's like, so what the hell was the point?
He would never. Actually, I was going to say he would never have got through the interview, but I genuinely think, even without a college degree, this child will get where my mum would say drafts can't, or water can't. He will get. So he'd probably.
I just hustle.
It does.
I'm a hustler.
You've got
honestly.
an insane drive.
He could sell sand to the Arabs.
Sand to the Arabs. Ice to an Eskimo.
Topics today. What are we talking about?
Talking about you.
You?
Why are you changing the subject? We've got a great topic going on here.
Because I'm excited for the news. I like to talk about what's happening in the world.
What's happening in the world?
That's what I want to know.
We were going to talk about Justin Bieber making a statement on social media about he's not allowing the press to drive him out of LA.
He's not allowed what?
Allowing the press to drive him away from LA.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen that. He's he's like walking around with cardboard covering his face, getting in his car with cardboard in his face. But there's something I didn't understand about paparazzi. This is the thing, and I just learned about it recently. Paparazzi aren't instantly going to assume where you are. Justin has to have someone working for him that's calling the paparazzi saying, hey, this is where he is. Go outside there to get your shots.
They just know the spots that are part of his routine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of celebrities, though, that want that.
Sure, but he's not one of them.
And they're dotted all over.
You think
So yeah.
Also, dude.
But how do they find out? How do they know where he is?
Hold on. We're living in a world of social media. Let's say the guy goes to a restaurant. It takes one person to recognize him and tweet, Justin Bieber is at such and such restaurant. Within minutes, you'll have 1,000 paparazzis outside.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
But listen, I know that in a lot of cases, tips are called in. Like I was on TMZ once, and that was called in. Somebody said, Spidey's performing in New York at such and such place. And when I came out, there was a guy from TMZ there who wanted to talk to me. So a lot of the time, and the person called in the tip was on my PR team. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is the PR teams doing this? Like, is this?
No, I don't
is
think
Justin doing this paparazzi thing to stay relevant? Because he's got an album coming out. So realistically, that's what I would do. That's where my mind would be like.
Stunt.
I would think, I'd think of a publicity stunt, and drama attracts engagement. It's kind of like what JoJo did with her song Karma. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a girl called JoJo Siwa. She released the most controversial video, like I think she would ever release to what she's usually released.
Yeah.
You know, and it caused controversy. It caused people talking. It caused bickering, and I think that's what people want before they have something big coming. Like Lil Nas X, like when he did Montero. Was it Montero? Is that what his song was called? Montero, the one with the devil and the demon like.
No, but I was about to say Lil Nas X is one of the artists who like in recent times is good at that controversial stuff.
Yeah,
Even
he started.
What was the one where it was filmed like in jail?
Yeah, that was a great video.
Jack Harlow's featured on it too.
Yeah,
Jack Harlow
even that was a very controversial music video.
But that was what was coming after the Devil one. That Devil single he released with the whole demon-like thing, that was just to get people talking. He doesn't care about the devil and all that stuff. Like, it's just to get people bigger. And it's wrong, but it's so smart to get people engaged.
The more society progresses, the more it requires to shock everyone, right? Like, if we look at Elvis, when Elvis hit the scene, he thrusted his pelvis, and the whole world went crazy. All he did was this with his hips, and the whole world went crazy. Certain channels would only film him above the hips because they didn't want to show that. And women were passing out, and people were calling him the devil because he would dance that way. Just because he was thrusting his pelvis. That's it. Do you know what I mean? And then that.
You need to start doing that.
You wouldn't be able to do that back then. So at the time, that was controversial, right? And then you had like, so then Michael Jackson, like just the way, it wasn't so controversial. It was just really, really unique. Like the way he danced, the way he dressed, the way he put himself together. And that's all it took to make headlines. Nowadays, it takes so much more. So you have artists,
100%.
Lady Gaga has worn some really crazy stuff to get attention. You have Kanye, who in the worst ways, in the worst imaginable ways,
he's actually nuts. I think
he is absolutely batshit crazy.
I'm voting for him for president. I'm kidding.
And there was a time when Kanye was doing things that were artistically interesting, to where he got the attention.
I loved the Donda album.
But now he's at a place where he's just doing things that are literally unacceptable to get that attention.
Yeah.
He knows it. He knows what he's doing.
Of course he does.
He's just so starved for attention.
100%. But that's the thing. That's what it is this day and age. Though, like, I'm seeing so many people like me trying to do what I'm doing, and they're just thinking the only way you can get famous right now is off a viral song. You got to go viral to have a song.
Well, how do you go viral?
That's the thing of stupid shit. Like the most popular thing right now is tying yourself to a car and getting dragged down the road.
It has been, and that happened to Mackenzie.
Explain.
So you would have a tie around your leg of a rope that wasn't connected to anything, and you'd have lots and lots of rope that's connected to a car that looks like it's connected to your foot, and a car would drive away, making you think you're gonna get swept away and pulled away. Like,
okay, so you never are.
You never are. Well,
it happened to Mackenzie.
Well, hang on. Excuse me. You two talk for a second.
Why? What are you?
I'm grabbing my phone.
Well, no, we can.
Oh, I know, it's right there. I'm just gonna give you an example of what people do to go.
Do some people actually get dragged away?
Mackenzie did. I think that's the only some people though. Just him.
It's a song I was doing with my friend.
He was actually really hurt.
Yeah, got a nice little. Yeah.
Ripped all his jeans.
Yeah. So.
Anything for the algorithm, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is though. So many starving artists will do whatever it takes, I think.
But listen, back to Bieber. Do you think possibly he's speaking out because he may be going to speak out more on any Diddy thing now that the trial's going on?
Well, I personally think it's to promote his album. That's how I feel, and I'm not saying I know. I don't.
Kenzie, the thing is, Bieber historically, if you look at the last couple of years, has always had a problem with paparazzi and fans bothering him. There are a lot of videos
really
of him,
upset.
telling him, like, guys, this is a place where I live, like, please enough, or stop, so it's not out of character for him to actually not want paparazzi to follow him around.
No, yeah.
Also, this kid was famous since he was like a teenager, and
no, he's probably sick of it.
It's just not a life to live. Like, at some point, the guy probably wants some privacy.
Yeah, Spidey, just curious, because obviously you've got a newborn baby, 6 months, like Justin has. Do you think that will make him, I personally think that will make him a lot worse and more protective about his home?
100,000,000%.
So. So I've made the decision to not show my baby on social media anywhere, his face. and up until he's of age where he could decide for himself, so like 35, probably 18 or something, I don't know. I think Justin Bieber probably wants to be a lot more protective now because he's going to be out and about with that baby, and he knows that the paparazzi will just be merciless. I think if he has a single chance of ever having a normal life ever, he would have to like just quit everything, like right now, from one day to the next, just quit everything, and then like 20 years from now, he could have some kind of normalcy.
Yeah, I think if you can, I read Victoria Beckham's book a long time ago, and one of the things that she said her and David quite often like to do was they had friends in the paparazzi, and they would be like, right, we're going to Miami on holiday, come on Monday at 10 and we'll give you all the shots you want, then leave us alone. And they used to do a few hours like pretending they were being natural, you know, with the paparazzi over the wall and and making it look like pap shots. And then
That's interesting.
normally,
That's kind of smart though. 'cause
normally
then-
they'd respect it, she said, and they would leave them alone. And then
Because everything
because they
else
knew the
plays.
next time they would get the first story, or they would get the and like that. But I mean, that was a long time ago. I read her book when you were about
They
2.
might still do it though.
But that was the
Yeah.
thing they did.
Because they've had 3 kids since you read that though.
4.
So things 4.
Well, they'd had Brooklyn already, so yeah, 3.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, Brooklyn's a year older than you.
Oh, Brooklyn is older than me. Yes, he is. Oh.
Mhm.
But yeah, with Justin, I don't know, because then again, like the industry's changing, more and more and more and more. It's changing. It's not what it used to be anymore. So that's why I feel like, yeah, you could be right. The fact he just doesn't want to be around paparazzi, but you got to think of the money too. Like how much money that album's gonna bring in. Like, do you want more recognition on it? You know?
Yeah. There comes a point though where you just stop caring that much. Like he knows it's gonna sell.
He's
Yeah.
extremely successful.
Yeah, is there a chance in hell
Yeah.
it's not gonna sell? I don't think he's worried about that.
Nah, yeah.
And
I
how
don't know.
does paparazzi shots result in sales? I guess it puts his name up on the list.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
the people that are in, I think a lot of people right now are very interested in the whole P. Diddy thing with Bieber,
Yeah, you know what I
and
find
was he
really fascinating about the conversation that
protected?
just happened? We all filtered the Justin Bieber thing through our own experiences. Like you filtered it through someone who does things to get views. Like even if sometimes you act certain ways or do stage certain things. I think everyone knows that. Just to get interaction and like even sketch comedy. So you're like, no, there's no way. Everything we do is for views. So that's what he's doing. Whereas me, someone who's like kind of been through it all, and I'm kind of at a place now in my life where I'm like, I'm good. I know I have my shows, I have my YouTube channel. I don't really need the attention, so I'm filtering it through that and going, I don't know, I guess so. And then you filtered it as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you went with that because you know the struggles of raising a child. So it's so funny how we all looked at the exact same thing but filtered it through our own experience. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Oh, there we go.
I have
Magic.
another question, just because again, Bieber is definitely AD. I don't know whether it be ADD or ADHD, and it's something we're kind of touching on with the entertainment industry. We're trying to go with the health thing because I just feel like most people are ADD or on the spectrum in some way that have some form of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Have you come across that?
Myself?
Yeah,
If I have
do you think you don't think you're like being hyperactive as a child? Or
Yeah, I was hyperactive as a child. But at the time we just said, he's got a lot of energy, he's hyperactive. I don't think it was ever a
Right.
diagnosis. Never had attention issues much, but yeah, I was very, very hyperactive as a kid.
And do you find that the people that you've met within the industry?
It's a good question. I'd have to kind of go
Look
through
at
all
each
my friends.
person. Yeah.
But I think it's safe to say that if your creativity or your creative side is developed to a point where you really want to pursue this in life, there could probably be a correlation between that and sort of being, let's call it, diverge from the norm of the way of thinking, that cookie cutter sort of like way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that there would be a correlation with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I
definitely.
could see how someone with ADD or ADHD wouldn't do that great in school, so they would have to divert towards something else to make a living, and the arts
Yeah.
is just a really great.
But like autism and everything, I find there's a lot of children with autism that are creatively
Of course,
genius and
absolutely,
yeah, like
unbelievable stuff.
I think have you planned something for us? You said.
the game. Yeah, do you want to play the game?
Can we play?
Can we play the game?
Can we play the game?
Yeah, I picked the pictures this week, so I can't play.
Ooh. So let me explain. This is the second time since you're our second guest. So So pretty much, we'll see a celebrity on the screen. It'll be extremely zoomed up on their face, and we have to guess who it is. If we don't get who it is, we got to zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
And if we don't get who it is, then we got to see who it is.
Okay.
So we get 2 chances.
Can you see the screen okay?
Very well, yes.
Okay.
Is it big enough?
Mm.
All right, let's see. I'm usually very good at this. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh. I'm gonna feel really guilty if that's not Pendulette.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I saw. Why pick
Got
a
it
why
straight
pick a
away.
magician?
Because we're both magicians.
That's
Yeah.
not, I don't do it for a living, bro.
You know
my
Pendulette.
god. Yeah, but. Oh.
I can't believe you got it that
Well,
quickly.
Is there just
Very
one?
distinct
Is there only
mouth.
one? Oh, there's more.
Yeah, he's got a very distinct mouth, and he had that little goatee, so it was just focusing on that detail.
Damn. Okay.
It was a good one though. It took me a sec.
Why
Why do I feel like this is still a magician?
is it a magician? No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay. Is it a?
That's the Gerber baby.
Who?
That's the baby from the Gerber baby product. I don't even.
Can I get a?
I
wait.
feel a little guilty. I don't even know if this is a man or a woman.
Blue eye was. It's a man.
It's
mustache.
Double. Okay.
It's definitely a man.
I've got a little bit of stash. I've got a little bit of stash, and I'm a woman.
Speaking of Bieber, oh no. That's the second picture. It's the same thing.
Is it the same thing?
It's-
Okay, hold on. We get clues. Is this a singer?
He can sing, but no, he's not a singer.
He's an actor.
But I just give you a huge clue with
But
that.
he's an actor.
It's not Ryan
He was an
Reynolds.
actor.
He was an actor.
He first was an actor, and he can sing. And
What,
people hear him sing quite a bit, but he's not a singer.
people hear him sing, but
Sing.
he's not a singer.
What?
People hear him sing, but he's not a singer. That doesn't make any sense.
Was that the second?
Do we get
picture?
one more zoom out or no?
Is there another zoom out? I know.
Or do we just get 2 the same?
For this one, it's 2 the same.
Let's see who it
It's
is.
a mistake.
I don't know. Oh!
James
Oh
Corden.
wow. Okay, so that's
The clues were good though,
Yeah,
weren't
he's
they? The
got a
clues
good
were
voice.
good.
That's crazy because
Oh,
the it thinned out the thing.
Yeah, look, go back. That looks
Yeah.
nothing like James Corden.
Nothing.
Oh my god.
He's got very nice eyes.
Oh my god, next. I'm
I didn't
ready.
realize
Quite
that eyes-
small though, aren't
Yeah,
they?
he's got lovely eyes.
Blue.
Though.
He's got lovely eyes.
He came to my last wedding.
He's a very pretty man.
He came to my last wedding.
She's lying.
No, he did. He was there. No, we went to watch. We got married, then went to watch Lionel Richie and James Corden.
Oh,
was
wow.
watching
So she
him as
tells
well.
people
James Corden-
Lionel Richie sang at her wedding and James,
James
Corden was
Corden was
hosting.
there.
Nice.
Alright, let's do it.
Oh, okay. So that is
Oh, I know exactly who that is.
yeah.
It's Hermione from
That's not Hermione.
yeah, it is. Emma Watson.
That is not
Emma
that is
Watson.
not Emma Watson.
Is that Emma Watson? Emma Watson?
No.
No, it's not Emma Watson.
Charlie.
That is. I know that mouth. For God's sake, that is.
It's funny. She's got a very distinct mouth.
I
Very,
know.
Selena Gomez.
But you're kind of missing the bottom. But did I zoom out yet?
No. Yes. Zoom out.
Oh, is that Olivia Rodrigo?
No.
No.
One of those things.
Who
one of those,
is that?
One of those.
I think it's a thing. One
young-
of those
one-
things.
One of those youngins.
One of
I
those
don't know
young
the youngins,
things.
you guys.
Addison Rae?
No, I can't believe you didn't get it. It's a singer.
It's one of those. Is it one of those like Disney Channel celebrities?
British singer.
Say on not too sweet, as too late now. So saving it, get
I don't know
going,
that
shut
song.
up.
Lipa?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's the song. No, that's mine. That's my point.
No, it's not.
I
You
just
said the
sang
name.
Dua Lipa's song.
Well, you should have said
I
her
don't even know
name.
that song.
I didn't recognize it
I
either.
Bullshit.
I only know I got no rules that count. No
You say I'm not sorry. That's too late.
Right, who's ready for the last one?
Yep.
Get your buzzers ready.
I am winning by far.
This is the last one.
Shin Lim!
You got it straight away.
You don't know Shin the way I know Shin. That was instant. You could have shown me half of the sliver.
When have you ever seen him smile like that in the
Look at
past
the
5
first
years?
picture. Look at the first picture.
That is so shin.
But when have you seen him smile? I've
Bro,
never
that
seen him
is-
smile with teeth.
You could have shown me that nose, I would have known it's
Hasn't
shin.
he got such a really nice nose?
Yeah.
I never realised it
And-
till I
and-
did
and
that
bone
zoom.
structure.
Oh
Uh-huh.
my god, no! It's so,
I knew he had great cheeks and things, but I never realised how perfectly petite his
You
nose
could have
was.
shown me just that nose or just one eye, and I would have known because that's what best friends do.
okay. I would have known if it was Spidey. I would have known if it was Shin as well. Just if it was a new picture of Shin, like where it's like,
Would you know me off the tash?
yeah, 100%. I questioned if the first one with James Corden was you. No, I'm just kidding. So as you see, we love to bring guests like Spidey and people on board. But what we do pretty much, we want to help you guys, all you guys that want to get in the entertainment industry, and I think Spidey can help you guys too. But U-Star is all about finding the talented ones that deserve the success they deserve, and that's what we want to do. We want to help people, and that's why we're doing this podcast. Is we
Yes.
want to reach out to the parents, to the kids if they're watching this, to everyone. If then just get
What's your number one tip for each of you? Like, if you had like one tip to give for like someone who wants to pursue the arts, what's the number one tip each of you would give? Maybe you as a celebrity, you as a parent.
Don't sign a piece of paper without your mum with you, no matter what age.
Your mom or your lawyer?
Mum.
Your mom.
Or lawyer. Probably lawyer for me, mother, because I trust her. I do trust her a lot.
Yeah.
For me, it would be have a plan and stick to the plan no matter what else happens. We have diverse so many times through people talking shit, like saying, oh, he's a superstar, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. So then we stop our plan and wait around for 6 months to a year, and then nothing happens.
You can't. You got to keep going.
So
and do
you've
the
got to
right
have a
thing.
plan and stick to it.
Absolutely.
Because even from that, whoever offered you the dream, there's going to be more people do that. You need to stay in your lane and not chase the dream as much.
100%.
Nice.
I couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't. What would you say?
I would probably say I'm debating between two different ones that I really believe in. Do you want both? Do you want
Yeah.
both tips?
Please.
Okay. So the first is like believe in yourself as a fact, not an opinion. Like to the point where anyone who doesn't believe in you sounds crazy. Like for example, if like you look at the shirt that you're wearing and ask me what color it is, it's like black and yellow, right? That's a
Black
fact.
and yellow, black and
It's not an opinion. If somebody walked into this room and said your t-shirt's green and red, we'd think they're crazy. There's something wrong with them. Believe in yourself so much that anybody who doesn't believe in you sounds that crazy. Like they're factually wrong. That's one. The second one is nothing is ever, and this is something like I really encourage people in the arts to really drill into their heads. Nothing is ever a destination. Everything is a stepping stone. So people look at opportunities like that's it. I got the big gig. Exactly. The big gig is just a step to the next big gig. So don't ever feel like something's like, this is it. This is the end result. And I did that my entire career. Every time I had like a really big opportunity, I did the best I could, but I also used that to leverage it to get to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So everything is a stepping stone. Oh, I'm going to throw one more. Sorry. I love talking about this. Always, 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 always choose experience and connections over money.
100%.
So if you have
100%.
an opportunity where it's really going to help you move forward with your experience and knowledge, but it's not going to make you that much money, it's fine. Choose it.
Like you
because-
did with a not that famous podcast deciding to come here.
Oh, you're not paying me for this?
Oh, fuck no.
So if something's going to give you
We
experience
don't even have
and
waters.
knowledge, if something's going to give you experience and knowledge, the most knowledgeable and experienced person in any field is inevitably going to make money. But the reverse isn't true. If you make that money, you're not always going to be the best at what you do. So I've always, my entire career, if there was something that I felt was going to contribute to how the connections, the knowledge, and the experience I get, the money didn't matter. Because, and I know it's hard because some people go, yeah, I need money to live.
But money comes with it in time.
Exactly. So,
You know?
and it's okay. You could kind of do those gigs, like those bar gigs, just to put food on the table, but still pursue those things that aren't going to fill your bank, but are going to fill your experience and your soul and your competence.
Yeah.
100%.
No, that's a great one.
100%. That's you explained it perfectly.
Yeah.
Before we go, can you let everyone know where to follow you so you get a new 6 followers?
Yes. So on
5,
YouTube.
because I'm watching this video.
Okay.
4, she's watching
She's
this
watching
video.
the video. Yeah. So on YouTube, it's the behavioral arts. That's where we talk about human behavior. And even for a lot of artists, this is great. You know, when you walk into an audition room, you can already start, knowing what
Analyzing.
analyzing and seeing, you see a little thing in the eyes or you see a little thing in the mouth and you know how it went, like more realistically gauge it.
100.
You say something, you see something, you avoid it. Sometimes, for example, like I'll go into audition rooms or I'll talk to producers where some of them want you to be super professional. Some of them like being a little more casual because they connect. So I might swear and I look at them and I see the reaction. Like if they kind of laugh, I'm like, okay, this guy's cool with that. I could keep doing that. If I see that there's a bit of a resistance, a bit of a contemptuous, like a flash of contempt or a bit of a squint or a bit of a scrunch, I know, okay, I'm going to keep it professional with this person.
And not swear.
Yeah, these are important things. So the behavioral arts on YouTube, and then on Instagram, I'm at Spidey Hypnosis.
Spidey Hypnosis.
Spidey Hypnosis.
Well, I already follow him. You guys should as well.
Do you coach on your YouTube channel?
Do I coach?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
is it like coaching tips? And
what
you
happens is
you should really study that.
I look at clips of things in the media and I break it down and I show what's happening and what we look for. And it's all educational.
Well, thank you so much, Spidey.
Yeah, thank you for coming, thank you for
you.
hanging out, and thank you for just listening to our bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.